Hello everyone. So in this opportunity for my first blog entry, I am going to talk about assessment and my experience with formative assessment. I'm going to do so answering three questions, which are the first one is, are you assessment literate? As it is a yes or no question, I have to answer no. I'm not a complete assessment literate teacher. I still have a lot of to learn. And what I say this because when I started working at the current institution where I work, I have to learn a lot about assessing students, not by summative assessment, by formative assessment. Because one of the policies in this institution is that we are not giving grades to students. Students um, are um, are graded uh, with two criteria, which is approve the goal or don't approve the goal. So I have to start learning during my teaching experience there. I have to start to learning to design rubrics and checklists, and to start planning activities and planning final assignments according to the program topic, and to start adapting them to my teaching or to the English topic I have to teach. So I have to admit this is a really complex process, and it demands a lot of time. So it's not easy at all, and that's why I said I am not an assessment literate, because I'm trying to doing it, but I'm doing it wrong. And why I said I'm doing it wrong? In the first place, um, the first thing is that it's very hard to apply or to assess a student individually by a checklist. They demand a lot of time, and if you have 18 groups with 26 students in each group, it means that you have to apply a rubric for each of them, and if they don't achieve the criteria that you are describing in the checklist, then you have to give them complementary activities to help them to overcome those their problems with the criteria, and it demands more work for the teacher. So that's why I say it's a really complex process regarding time. Additionally, this is very related to the effective feedback the teacher should give to the students. If you have only 1 or 2 hours during the week and you have to complete an assignment, let's say the feedback becomes a long-term process, and when you realize you are at the end of the term, or at the end of the first of the program, and you cannot say, as our teacher have told us before, you cannot say to the student, hey, you didn't pass, if they are giving you the final product, but you know that during the process he didn't do it right, or he didn't accomplish the criteria, all the condition he must have. So it's very it's very complicated in that sense. Another thing is that those tasks, those assessment tasks, and those learning activities should be aligned with the learning goals for the course. And this is something it's not happening, because in the first place it should happen before the course is being instructed, right? But well, as I'm the kind of control I have, I just start teaching and I start working, and then I start planning my activities during during my teaching. So I don't let the students know from the very beginning what they have to do, what they have to accomplish, but I do it through through time. Um, Finally, I have to say that students are used to be marked with a number, so they like to get a summative assessment, or well, they like to get a grade, a number grade, and it's really um, like for some of them it's kind of decreasing their motivation because they think the teacher is not grading your assignment, or the teacher is not giving you a 5, or is not giving you a 4. So if everyone is getting an approval and or not approval, they say, okay, but which one was better? What assignment was better? Was his assignment better than mine? Who's doing it the best? So that's one of the concerns that you faced when you are doing formative assessment. um, well, and finally I have to say that as I'm changing job, next semester I will start in working for Magisterium. I hopefully plan to start doing from the very beginning the right alignment between the learning goals, the learning activities, and the teaching activities, and the assessment task. I hope I can plan, I can design as it should be, like in the right way, appropriately, these activities, and I may have the opportunity to to be an assessment literate teacher. Um, I know it's not easy, but now that I'm like more aware of the process, like I know the importance of giving the feedback, that I know the importance of planning all these course concepts during the beforehand. I have to start doing it. So I'm planning to do it for next semester with my new in my new job, and well, I I wait. Let's wait to see how it goes. Thank you, and I wait for your comments. Bye.